Now we're going to move on to the championship final of the 400 IM. As they parade on. Ella Eastin has the record set in the NCAA championships last year. She is the three-time defending champion. And here's how she did it last year with Katie Ledecky in the field.
3:56.53 is the time, and we're 10 seconds away from it.
Meanwhile, Katie Ledecky battling to stay in second place. Here comes Ella Eastin, 3:56.53, the time to beat.
Yes!
3:54.60. What a race for Ella Eastin. What a moment it was last year. She has won this event 3 consecutive times. Now, yesterday on day 2, trying to win the 200 IM for the 3rd time in 4 years, but Beta Nelson of Wisconsin upset her. Who could upset her this time? Well, it could be Sydney Pickram. You see Eastin in lane 4, her Stanford teammate Brooke Forty in lane number 5. Forty could be the first double winner so far after taking the 500 free on day number 2.
Coming into this meet, there would be no doubt in my mind that Ella Eastin would be the favorite. But all of a sudden, her teammate just might have something to say about that. Brooke Forty was spectacular in the 500 freestyle last night. Now, she's got a lot of room to make up as far as on paper goes, because Ella Eastin is about 5 seconds faster than anybody else in the field from a lifetime best. So 4:01 in the prelims. Last year she goes 3:54. She went 4:02 flat this morning. What does that tell you? She might be in store for another 3:54, 3:55. I know she's disappointed from last night.
And she got knocked off by Beta Nelson.
Yeah.
And that, to this point, and maybe when we're all said and done, it will be the surprise of this meet.
I don't think there's any question as far as upsets go. When this meet is over with, that will be the biggest one.
Take your mark.
The top, lane 8 at the bottom. Ella Eastin in lane number 4. She's the one to keep an eye on.
Sydney Pickram is up there in lane number 3. Could be a factor for Texas A&M. Her weak stroke is without question butterfly. And I was talking to her coach a few minutes ago, Steve Baldwin. He said, you know, she just can't let the field get away from her on the fly, but she can't put too much effort into it, because she's got to have enough left for that spectacular leg that she has, the breaststroke. So she could be 2 body lengths behind this field and still start to make a move the back half of that race.
Starting out the fastest in lane number 6 in the silver cap, the poetically named Calypso Sheridan of Northwestern, a native of Brisbane, Australia.
Just a sophomore. There's 4 seniors in here. Again, if you're looking for team aspects of this race, 3 Stanford swimmers, 0 for Cal, but that's going to change in a hurry as this meet goes along. Cal has a lot more loaded up as we go along. In fact, Stanford has 5 swimmers in the top 8. The rest of the meet, 3 of them are in this race, so they don't have a lot of ups. So these ups really have to do their job in this 400 IM.
You said the rest of the meet, you mean on
the
day
rest of the
3 here?
day,
Yes. And so Stanford's going to gain a lot of points here, then Cal will gain them back as the night goes along. Ella Eastin in lane number 4 has the lead.
You know, and Ella Eastin really doesn't have a weak stroke. If you want to call one out, it might be the backstroke, but she's real steady, Rich, in all 4 of her strokes. It's really one of the reasons why she has been so successful in this 400 IM. She's got the strategy always, she's always fit. She's got the mechanics down. She's got great flexibility, the focus that she has. That's what you need to build a great 400 IM. Out in 1:53.8, that's pretty good. That is right on her record split. Her record split's 1:53.5.
Yep, 3/10 off the record pace for Ella Eastin. Set last year at the NCAA championships in Columbus. And you said yesterday, Rowdy, and this is saying something, Ella Eastin may be the best all-around swimmer in the country.
I still believe that, even though last night did not turn out the way that I thought it would, and so many others would. It's off the Beta Nelson, but I still believe that. And when it's all said and done, when we get to the Olympic trials in in Omaha next summer, I think she is going to be the best all-around swimmer. Now here is the wild card in all this.
Sydney Pickram of Texas A&M.
That's right. She's got the best breaststroke, and you can see her go by 2 swimmers on that stroke right there. She doesn't have the freestyle to match up against Ella Eastin. The only one that does is right there. That's her teammate, Brooke Forty, but she's not going to catch Ella Eastin. I think Ella Eastin's going to get a little bit of revenge here against everybody else by winning this 400 IM. I'm not sure she's going to be able to break her record. 3:01.4 at the 300 mark. She's 3:00 from last year's record split, so she may not get the record, but she's still going to have one of the fastest times in history.
Building her lead on Pickram as she got to transition to the freestyle earlier than Pickram did, and she's got 50 yards to go. Again, that record 3:54.6. She's fallen off the pace of that record, but looking to win the 400 IM for the 4th consecutive year.
She's got 4 of the fastest 10 times in history. And this is going to be number 5 right here. This is going to be way under 3:59. Way under.
Ella Eastin in lane number 4, turning toward the finish here. And for the 4th consecutive year, she is a champion of the 400 IM. 3:57.03. That is the 4th fastest time in history.
I'm glad to hear that race is over for her. There was a lot of pressure on her, Rich. A lot of pressure. You got to remember, she's a senior. She's a leader of the Stanford team. She's never lost this race in her NCAA career, so you knew the pressure of not winning the race last night in the 200 IM, a race that she was heavily favored to do. All these factors had to come into play when you're talking about pressure. And a lot of swimmers might have folded under that pressure, but you can see that beautiful breaststroke. You always have to attack that breaststroke. You're 75% done. When you finish that breaststroke, you go right into that nice freestyle leg, and she was hurting a little bit coming home. She has not been on this meet like many thought she would be, but even somebody that's been a little bit off, she's a couple, 2.5 seconds off her best time, she still wins it by over a second.
And that is her 8th all-time NCAA title. Ella Eastin.
And by the way, that's a great swim for Pickram at 3:58.2 to get second. That's almost a second faster than she's ever been. And Coach Boatman was right. She swam that race very, very well.
Pickram, Forty, and Sheridan all had personal best to go 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Ella Eastin, the champion again in the 400 IM. Won the 200 IM a pair of times, and she's won the 200 fly twice, and she'll have another crack at that tomorrow night on the final day of these championships. So Eastin with 8 all-time NCAA titles, and she'll have a chance on day number 4 to make it 9, which would put her in exclusive company indeed. Yeah, the NCAA championship meet, and let's welcome in the 4th member of our broadcast team, Kat LaRocca, and she's with Ella.
Congratulations, Ella, the 3-time defending champion. How important your senior year was it to come in and notch this win?
I think the biggest thing for me was making sure that I did everything that I could to get some points for my team and get my hand on the wall first. And this has been one of the consistent things in my life over the past couple of years, and I wanted to kind of do this for all of those that I train with for the 400 IM, because we work our butt off. And so I'm just really pleased for the result and to have 2 of my teammates in there with me doing well too. So
you guys made quite a statement. Now, strategy is huge in this event. So what was your game plan heading in?
Just to try to stay in my own lane and let the first 100 come to me. Not to push it too much on the legs in the beginning, because that can really get you by the end, but just try to do everything that I've been practicing and try to put something good together.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Such a great personality, Ella Eastin. And Stanford celebrates. Coach Greg Meehan, his swimmer, has won the 400 IM 4 years in a row.